I am the doctor. Well, no, I'm not really, because I only got up to about, I would say, the station of old nerves. But because Marc and Chums goes from strength to strength, on this occasion, shall I start? No, I won't start again. There was somebody making a funny noise. Goes from strength to strength. We've decided to do a bit of a special one with my closest friend. You know him as Betty Swallocks, as do I, but he's also John, who has appeared with me in several films and a couple of these too. Today's premise is disdain, immobility and disability, which Betty and I suffer from terribly. But it's going to be a jokey show. We're not going to be one of those dreadful people that sit there maudlin and all that and look like an episode of Casualty, because we're not. So on to that note, hello Betty.
Hello Mark, Doctor.
Just call me Doctor.
Doctor.
Right. Mobility, that's one thing. And of course, all the other things that go with it. We have known each other a long time. People know how we met and all that. We won't go through all that malarkey anymore. But as we've got older, we've got worse.
We have.
In more ways than one.
Right.
Don't you think? But basically, as our lovely director said to us a few weeks ago, whatever it was, I'll come up with an idea for a show about you, Betty's disabilities and our mobility problems. So that's a good idea, because a lot of people out there, you lot included, don't know about how difficult it is for disabled people, the situation between what people have to go through, whether it be on benefits, PIP, all sorts of things. It's a hard life, I can tell you. I'm actually, although I've only really become disabled in the last 2 years,
Yes.
I believe myself to be very lucky. But you have also been disabled to some extent in many other ways different to me,
Yeah.
which gives it a nice contrast,
That's right.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
But as you can see down here, we've got it. It's honestly like Boots the chemist. He's bought all his drugs, I bought all mine. And no, they're not on the market, because half the things wouldn't suit you anyway. Quite a lot of them look like horse pills. We've also bought our blood testing kits, insulin, and of course our spigometer, the blood pressure machine. To start the day off, of course, I have had a couple of sips of my Guinness, and the reason I drink Guinness is because it's full of iron and it's very good for me as a diabetic, although it has got quite a bit of carbohydrate in it. You've actually changed your regime of drinking, because you used to drink like a fish.
I did.
You still do.
I did. I swim like one.
LQI, you're a bit like a blue whale, the way you open your gob and it goes down there, dear, isn't it?
Well, something big whale, a killer whale.
Right. So the first thing off today is what we're going to go, we've got one of these. It's amazing how these things have changed over the years, and I've been diabetic for nearly 40 years, in various stages of all sorts of problems. But this is what we have now. You can actually get them, and they go direct onto the skin, and also supply insulin. I don't have that, I don't think I'm worthy enough. But when Betty and I get together, don't we, Betty?
Yeah.
I always test your blood just to see if you're all right. He can eat a whole tiramisu and his blood sugar level is totally normal, which makes me feel quite sick.
Yeah, true.
I just have to look at a cup of tea with the sugar in it and it's up to about 14 or 15. Normally think about 4.5 up to 7.
I'm supposed to be on the borderline.
Yeah, but that's more to do with your weight, isn't it? Because
but that's gone down at the moment.
It does look thin in the face. I said in the face.
Oh, it just what?
Well, actually, look from this angle. That's why I've got my glasses on. From this angle, it's not as big as it used to be. tummy wise, I mean.
No, yes, I understand.
Right, so what you do, what we have here is this lovely machine, and I need Betty's thumb. Thumb, or you've got the most horrible thumbs I've ever seen.
I know.
You know, I used to be a master baker. I'll leave that with you. Right, so this is hello. This is your the prick. That I now put in. This is the test strip, and then it comes up looking like that. I'm sure Steve will do a close up soon. And it's got, as you can see, Betty, it's got a little thing saying drop of blood.
Oh.
Having primed this already, because in here is the needle. And as Betty's thumbs, I won't use the thumb now because it's quite, you have to. You ready for this? You see this? Go across here and don't cry. You know what to do when it goes through? Pinch it. Oh, look! Blood!
Ah!
What about Dance of the Vampires that was? Then you put your doodah on here. We're not exchanging bodily fluids. Yeah, look it. And of course it's now testing him. And what did you have for breakfast today? What was it?
Porridge.
Porridge. What was in the porridge?
Sugar.
And oats and... Yeah, what else did you have?
Ready break it was actually.
Ready break.
Ready break. And milk.
Milk.
Yeah. And
coffee. Tea.
Coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Toast.
No toast, no.
Just porridge.
Yeah.
And here's, you seen that? 6.1. See that?
Is that bad?
Spot on. I think that's your porridge. Right. Just seeing about, I haven't taken any of my pills and you haven't taken any of them. We're going to do that today. I mean, we end up, I always say, don't I, Betty, like a baby's rattling a high wind.
Yeah, definitely.
And what is your expression for the same amount we have to take? Because how many do you take?
I'm like 21 I'm supposed to take. Well, I do take.
That's a day?
A day, yeah.
21 pills a day. I take 11 and insulin. Right, let's see if it works on me. Change your needle.
Obviously.
Because it would be nice to end up with a thing of 6.1, but it's not going to be. Make sure you put in your doodah, like that. The only problem is, if I'm at home, I sometimes do this and I can't find the slit to put the... And I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Hence I've got the glasses on. Right, so do that again. All right? And... Oh, come on. Ow! You see, I bleed. Look at that.
Well, there you go.
God, dear.
You're just
Interview
a
with the
bleeder, aren't
vampire.
you?
God, Christopher Lee, your heart out. And I've only had some soup today. Can you see that? I'm 11.3.
Oh my God.
We'll do the blood pressure a bit later on. It just goes to show the difference that people don't realise. Now, he's had porridge and all that. I had a very nice light Thailandese soup for breakfast because I'm very along the lines of going a bit more continental or further afield. You quite like your ready bread.
I like ready break.
Do you get a nice sort of warm glow around you like they used to in the adverts?
Yeah.
With all those kids going like that?
Yeah. I like that.
Do you know
I think it's quite
what?
good.
I haven't had ready bread for years.
Well, I didn't until I went to my cousin's in Bradford the other week, and she gave me ready bread, and I thought, oh, that's good. So I bought some ready bread, and I was up there and took it home.
Well,
I've ready bread since.
Well, yeah. I mean, my problem is when we were at boarding school, we didn't get lovely things like ready bread or muesli.
Gruel.
What is it? Muesli.
Gruel.
It was gruel. It literally, I mean, thank God, I mean, I was good for that part of the film, I can tell you, because it tasted exactly the same.
Yeah.
You do, I mean, do you normally just have that for breakfast? And what do you do for lunches, apart from liquid ones?
Chicken and rice and stuff like that, and some vegetables or Cornish pasties or...
On a dustbin lid?
Yeah.
Because you like this food?
I do, I love my food.
I like food too. But I've been taken out occasionally by my husband, and we'll go to a place, and he'll sit down there, and I mean, like days when that was open, you know,
oh yeah,
mix, everything. He would go out, and it's all you can eat, one of those places. He'll have 4 huge platefuls of prawns, and then go back and have 4 huge platefuls of something else. And I get to, luckily you weren't able to take any home with you, because he would have taken the whole lot. And he says, like if you go to a place where it's quite large portions, I can't eat all of it, and I have to take it home.
oh yeah.
You know.
I've done
You don't really, because every time I've been out, and certainly when we've been working for Stephen before and all that, you always end up having a pudding with everything on it, which takes you 3 minutes to actually eat. Would be interesting to see what his blood sugar level is like that after he's had his pudding with his cream and his custard and his ice cream. But you know, I couldn't do all that. I mean, I couldn't go through having a starter, a main and a pudding. Not these days.
I don't usually, well, starters I don't usually have.
If it's a treat, if you're going out for a treat,
right, yeah.
you know, but
yeah, I would do them.
long gone are the days like when we were home and Ma would, you know, come up with a bowl of Heinz tomato, cream of tomato, that she had on the low light since the previous Wednesday, on a Sunday dinner and all that, with all these vegetables and all that stuff, and a roast dinner and all that, followed by a great big bloody pudding. I'm surprised they wasn't huge.
Yeah, that's true actually.
But you're not a great one for salads, are you?
Not really, I've got into them, and for fruit, I've got to have a lot more fruit. I need to, but I only have bananas, which I like a banana.
Because I used to do all your shopping before I became unwell. I mean, I used to do all your shopping for you, and I mean, it would be just buckets of bananas.
Yeah, I do like bananas. And they're good in that.
Full of potassium and full of radiation, did you know that?
Yes.
The Cavendish banana?
Yeah.
Mind, you've got to eat about 1,000 bananas in one go before it actually has any effect on you.
Well, I don't think I do that.
No, over the years you probably have.
Well, maybe.
Right, so what I'm going to do now, because I've got 11 point, what was it, 11.3?
Well, yeah.
This is what is known as a Cujo, right? It's a soda style pen for, and it's pre-filled with insulin. It's not human insulin, it comes from Holland, don't you know? And it's derived from, of all things, our favourite early morning or 11's type sandwich, the pig. So they take it from there. Now I have to prime this. I started when I first started, about 2 years I've been doing this now.
Yeah, I'm sure you, yeah.
I have to prime this, and when I started, you prime it with 2 units. And you press that, you see the needle's already there, and that then fills the needle up with that. When I started injecting to your tummy, doesn't hurt. Anyone who says, oh, no, doesn't hurt, you can't even feel it. The needles are so thin, no, you can't, you can hardly see that.
No,
Don't touch it.
Sorry.
Silly cow.
I am.
So I started on 14 units, and I was just told, you'll get to know how to use it as time goes on. So I look at that, and I'm going to take my full dose now because I've already eaten today, and I started, it went slowly in increments by 2 up. It's now 40 units. That will last me 24 hours. Right, so you don't always inject in the same place. You put it in your arm or anywhere else. Now, steady on. There we are. in it. So I always have to change the place of where I inject that, and it's basically you got it. Are you there? Stab it in. You can't even finish it. Press that down. Wait 10 seconds. Nice day for it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know it's the King's birthday today?
Is it?
Yeah, he's 76.
Oh.
Take it out. I never, because of the cost, you know, I mean, how much, I wonder how much, Betty, it cost the National Health Service for the amount of stuff we have to have.
I don't know how quite a lot of these. This I forgot and I bought it. It was £11.60. And I got that.
Yeah, because I have this as well. I mean, it was, I think this is one of your spare ones, isn't it? Yes, it's one of yours.
Yeah.
I had that for psoriasis.
That's right, he's got all that.
But you've got that for summer. Go on to that in a moment. So, I have to wait for that, let them try that will go lovely. You don't feel it, it's really weird.
No, I'm sure you don't.
You know, considering when I was at boarding school, you know, little ones, you had the gun to do the influenza thing, you know that.
Yeah.
Or you had proper syringes, great big thick needles.
Well,
I was terrified.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the polio sugar lump.
No.
But these days it doesn't worry me at all. And I've had to, so I trained as a nurse. I think, you know, I've done it so many times and putting people on, taking off peritoneal hemodialysis. I think, you know, you get it all. No.
Well, you've helped me anyway in all that I've been taken or had to be put on, because you've told me what they do and what they don't do.
Well, I always think that's the one thing I have, and to talk about on our next thing, because we're going to come back. See you in a minute. Well, welcome back. Yes, well, I'm now replete with my insulin. We have got our pills to take, that's another story. And you were talking about how occasionally have helped you in the past.
Right. Yeah.
But I always say, I have a lot of friends. A lot of my friends, strangely enough, are hypochondriacs.
I'm sure.
I am not a hypochondriac. If I could get, or you know, I've got friends who have a headache, not you,
No.
and think they're having a brain tumour. Or, as I've said to my doctor down at the Regency Surgery, David, fabulous man, they're all fabulous down there. How many people come in to you with a cold, or come in saying they've got flu? So many. And I said, tell them not to come in.
Yeah.
Because don't go to your surgery because you've got a cold. You know, you've got flu, because you haven't got flu if you're standing up. If you get to a surgery, you haven't got flu, you haven't got pneumonia, you haven't got any of that at all. If you're coughing a lot and all, that is a good idea to go just to make sure that it's not...
pneumonia
or a pleurotic chest infection.
Yeah.
It's so painful. You'll know that. If you've got flu, you'll be silenced, you'll be laying in bed. The majority of people in this country think they've got flu and they've got a bad cold. But there are people, with you for instance, you have problems with your chest and all that.
COPD.
Yeah. And what a lot of people, it makes you breathless, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then I have to take a little bit of that, which is Ventolin. And it's just
But I tell you, we walked down the street, haven't we? And you have to stop like that.
Just a little bit of a puff.
You can also get Ventolin in pill form as well.
Yes. Can you?
We used to have it on aircraft, Ventolin pill, the little pink pills. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
because
that.
Because they couldn't carry those on.
Oh no, because they blow up.
A mandatory first aid kits. You could have all sorts of but those things you couldn't take. But I remember when I first became diabetic, I thought, oh, here we go. And I got a lot of sympathy from people. It's a condition.
It is.
It can be a pain in the neck sometimes. But what is more a pain in the neck, as you know, you've never said it to me, lots of people have. We could be sitting up with them, we could be in company, couldn't we?
Mm.
And you're surrounded by experts and hypochondriacs who read everything off the internet and seem to think they know, that they've done their service in training to become a GP or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't do it. No one's an expert. I actually think if you're diabetic, you become an expert. If you've got other problems, you become an expert in whatever that can be. But when I first became diabetic, I just felt a bit, and I said, well, we just have to change things. You just have to change things to things not so, you won't be able to sit there and have a whole bucket of rum and raisin ice cream.
Oh.
Now I've said that I want rum and raisin ice cream.
Oh, no.
But you're in a position, really, even with your, and you don't mind me saying so, because it's true, your obesity, because normally if somebody of your age, who has got weight on them and all of that, and you've got all the chest problems and all this, although you've got no problems with your blood sugar, although you say you're borderline, there's nothing, not even near the possibility.
No.
Oh, there are 7 types of diabetes. One is
number 2, I think.
Yeah, but
I'm near.
Yeah, you'll be number 2. I was number 2, and now I'm number 1. Makes it sound like Top of the Pops, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Next week you will be number 1.
But luckily, in your case, you haven't actually had that to come, have you? And you can sit down quite happily and have a full-blown meal, and your dear old pancreas is working. My pancreas works.
Yeah. It's
just my body doesn't absorb in what is known as the endocrine system. It doesn't just produce insulin, it also produces a derivative that comes off the insulin that you do need for your tummy to actually cut down on things that you often get, like dyspepsia, vomiting.
Yeah.
Because you have had that quite a lot, haven't you, over the years?
Yes. Well, recently, quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And if people have never had a proper attack, because it is horrible, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
But it's all to do with the failure of, the endocrine system. It's not producing enough. In your case, I think, maybe you've had a few too many, like we all do. I mean, cheers.
Cheers.
Full of iron. I'm actually pregnant.
Not me.
You look like it.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, you, whatever conditions people have, and do you find that?
Yeah.
You've just got to get on with it. How do you think you get on with your mobility, with all the difficult? Because you have got great problems.
I don't know,
with your legs, haven't you?
I've gone down a few times with, well, I don't know why. It just comes over me, and I just fall over for no reason. Well, there must be a reason, but I can't find it.
Well, it could be that there's a low, either you've spiked in your blood sugar, or but yours is quite stable.
Yeah.
But I mean, I fall over constantly, don't I?
Well, yeah.
And these days, because I can't get out, I can't drive a car anymore, which I really miss. Because we used to like our outings out, didn't we, Nick?
We did. We had a real
The fact
fun.
is, luckily, the National Health Service, which are the most fabulous organisation in the world, with all the difficulties they have, anyone who complains about them, you should really think about the rest of the world rather than the situation we're lucky to have in this country. They come and collect me.
Yeah.
I get a posh ambulance all to myself.
It's good.
Pushed around in a wheelchair. Bloody marvellous.
Well, when I did fall over on this on Fresh Fields, I got off the bus and fell down, and these people stopped. They called him what they call that man, the good man in Jesus' time, Good Samaritan. They called them Good Samaritans, and they took me to hospital, and they got me a wheelchair, and they put me in the wheelchair and left me there. And they said, "Oh, you were picked up by some good Samaritans." I said, "Yeah." Who took
There are kind people out there, aren't there?
There are.
That's the thing.
It's
There's a lot of
quite a
people.
while.
I don't know, we're very lucky. I mean, I'm not old enough to have a bus pass. But I got one, because I'm now disabled.
Right, yeah.
And I got my bus pass. Remember you came down there and had to walk up and down. It was like, you know, they do in America, isn't it? It's like when you go in and they're testing you for pest.
Yeah.
You know, you walk the line.
Yes, that's
and
right,
all that.
yeah.
And she said, "Oh, you are wobbly, aren't you?" You know, but you do, you know, you can literally go down like that. It happened to me, was it last April? Not this April, the April before.
Yeah, my birthday. Well, around.
Yeah, I broke my nose.
Yeah, that's right.
And the whole of my face blew up, and I looked like Dr. Zaius in the Planet of the Apes. Once all the blood was wiped off. And what I did in approximately 5 seconds would take a makeup artist to come with probably about 4 hours to do.
And it cleared up really quickly, I thought.
But that's the one thing which even my doctor says, you don't have to heal quick.
That's what I
So
said.
even all the falls I have, and I have more falls than you do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, do you remember when I went to, oh dear, on that, and it was awful. But the worst time was when I had the first bout of sciatica and piriformis, and I couldn't move. The whole of down below, apart from wee parts, just didn't work.
They came up last time I went to the thing.
Oh, you've been to
Yes.
What's that for?
This is for. Well, I couldn't even move. I was hurting round that area, and something with me, I can't talk about that to anybody. Well, maybe to you I can.
Yeah.
Or somebody, you know, like our
Now it's gone
director.
worldwide.
Like our director, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I did. I had to. And she said, "Why can't you?" I said, "Because it just embarrasses me." She said, "Well, we're all the same. We've got to go."
Absolutely.
And she said, "Well, try this and put it on there." And it was horrible.
Yeah,
it was
right.
down there, everywhere, and under my arms as well.
Oh, right.
That was bad as well. It was if I'd nicked myself with a razor, she said, and the thing was growing.
Sounds like a mixture of hives, and
Yeah.
you get, and then you get inflamed glands as well, which
And this was rubbing on me
on your down below.
down below.
Down below.
And I put that on, and it seems to have worked. It's not 100. It's not 100%.
It's an appointment for later. I'm a doctor, you know. So we've also got a lot of drugs here.
I have. I don't know what they're all about, but
This is cough mixture. Right. Now, I have not taken my drugs today, so I was going to do it here. Now, you have 21.
5 here.
I have 11. And what we'll do is we'll come back and take our pills and, have a bit more of a chat.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying yourself, Betsy?
I'm having a wonderful time.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Oh, he's dancing around like no one's over there, Chuck, isn't he? 'Cause that, Tango. We'll be back with you in a moment. In the old days, do you remember these? You used to get everything in little bottles like this. Well, these days, it all comes in things like this. Or, if you'd like, I do and Betty does, we have to take a vast amount all at the same time, and I sometimes completely forget. You do, you're quite good at it, aren't you?
I'm
But
not
you can
too
get
bad.
those little trays that have it all over. Because
I can't do that.
Yeah, well no, because you can't do anything, can you?
No,
You can knead bread, that's about it.
I don't need to now though.
Right, so you take, spin us around the ingredients. What do you take and what's it for? Let's have a look at that. You've done the cream. What's that?
They're I actually don't know what everything is for. I'm sure if
I mean, you know what, I couldn't even pronounce it. You look at them and I'm looking, but you can't even pronounce it.
no.
Exciting out to the pram. Well, I wouldn't know what that's. I've never heard of it. Well, it might be something to do with it. Yeah, but you've got there. That's
That's for
Let's get over. That's for his teeth.
That's for that.
So I can't do that.
That's for that. That's for.
Can't look at that.
I have to put them on.
All right, put it away.
Take it away. I put it away.
How about that for your best Dracula?
Take it away.
When I was a nurse, Betty, I could do anything.
Yeah.
Apart from oral care and false teeth.
Yeah.
I literally would.
Throw up.
If it was to do with snotty noses, anything like that, vomit, piddle, blood, pee, not a problem. But that is the one thing I can't bear it.
No.
It really, even the thought about it makes me want to. I better not have a spaghetti, it might come back. Right, so you've got that, you've got all of those.
Yeah.
Which you take. How do you take yours? Show us how you take yours then. You've got them all there ready to go?
Yeah. So I take a couple, I have a couple of, depends. Shouldn't take it with.
You shouldn't take it with what is it, your inches cider.
And then you sort of, I've got that bit left, so take them. Try not to gag.
Yeah, I never understood. Some people have a terrible problem, haven't they, with actually I can take pills without having any liquid at all.
When I've had
I can take all mine in one go and just.
When I've had this,
yeah,
and it's my last pills at night, I do tend to gag.
Yeah, but do you ever see people who put it in like that and they have to knock their head back?
Yeah, I know, I don't do that.
Why are you making such a sudden dance over a little thing that is that big?
I know.
Right, shall we do me now then, Stephen? Right, I'll spin you around the atorvastatin, that is for cholesterol. You've got good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. Go on. Citralopram, you take that, don't you?
Something similar.
Yeah, that's for apparently anxiety. Go on. Amateur. See, this is one that I've got two that almost sound the same. There's amlodipine, which is blood pressure. Go on. And amitriptyline, then that one is actually, it used to be, you know what that was for?
No.
Depression.
I think I've got
But they don't give it for depression anymore, they give it for what I've got, which is, what do you call it? Go on.
What?
I was going,
What have you got?
Charcot's foot and peripheral neuropathy.
Oh yeah.
And then, this is another one to help your pancreas, which is metformin. I take 3 of those, all at the same time. Although I'm supposed to take them over the day, but they are like release tablets. Gone. And the last one is lansoprazole. This, if you've got a really bad dyspepsia, is the best thing since sliced bread. Because it really, because you get that. And
Yeah.
Look at that, I didn't even have a drink. What do you think to that? Are you impressed, Stephen?
Take it.
But I have seen a lot of people, literally, they can't do it.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, it's a state of mind. But you also actually love, this is one of your favourite drugs, isn't it? Paracetamol. Why do you take paracetamol almost on a daily basis?
Because it seems to help me with, I don't know, when I take them like I do in 4 hour, six fours,
Yeah.
they seem to help me not have anything untoward.
I actually prefer, which when people say, which is more respiratory, which is ibuprofen, which is more respiratory thing. Apparently with that, I remember when I was a nurse many, many years ago, somebody had come in and accidentally had taken 20 paracetamol at the same time and ended up with liver failure.
Yeah.
Another guy came and committed suicide by eating rat poison, and that was a very long death. It was the most horrendous thing I've ever seen in my life. But so be careful when it comes down to taking things like paracetamol. Ibuprofen, actually, if you take too much of it, can actually give you a respiratory arrest. It can actually slow down your breathing capability. I sometimes sit at home and I'm lying down like that, got the telly on, dog minding, coffee there, lovely. And I stop breathing.
Really?
Literally, I stop breathing and I sort of go like that.
God.
I hope I don't do it when I'm asleep, but I think it's almost like, well, I can't be bothered for the moment. And you come back to it.
Yeah.
But that's, a lot of people do have that problem.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
You suffered over the years, haven't you, with sleep apnea, where you've actually just fallen asleep.
Well, I don't do it much now.
You used to all the
Well,
time.
I did, yeah. But now I'm up until early hours sometimes.
Well, we are, aren't we? We often
Up and
communicate
down.
through to believe Steve, 3 o'clock in the morning, sending me text.
Yeah.
I said, I'm still up, I'm watching YouTube. You know, I tell you what, put one of my films on. Put one of our films on, that'll make you go to sleep.
Right.
But the fact is,
Really?
you know, you used to be able, I tell you what, viewers, he used to sit at the bar on a bar stool.
Oh, yeah.
Like that, with his pint, and in those days you drank Stella, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right, like that. And not spill a drop.
Fell off.
And he wouldn't fall off, he was just like that, asleep. A lot of people, oh, why do you do that? And I said, because he's got a condition that makes him fall asleep like that.
Sleep apnea.
People are just not into, they're all experts.
Yeah. But they're not.
Well, they think they are. Yeah, absolutely. So, we also have this stuff, that's fabulous, this stuff. You brought that stuff for you because you've got major problems with your legs, haven't you?
Well, my legs and my arms and me, well, not so much my arms now. Yeah, most of my legs, yeah.
Yeah, because you have, I mean, a lot of people look at it these days, it's called, in the majority of things, I mean, the best way to say it is gross edema, the retention of water, and where people like, if you ever go, and I've been very lucky when I was there, crew to go to Africa and see people who suffer from something similar called elephantiasis, which actually is a word.
Oh, that was a bit like June,
yeah. Our late friend June, fabulous actress.
She
was big, she had legs on her that wouldn't be out of place on a baby elephant.
It started to go down near the end.
Near the end, yeah. But she lost a lot of weight, didn't she? I mean, she was never fat, but I'm just saying that
I think
all that.
Because she was really ill at the end.
But you've had this, and sometimes I used to dress Betty a lot. I don't mean like with a nappy and all that, because your profession as an entertainer is also you're a drag queen.
That's right.
Or female impersonator.
Yes.
And I used to have to help you on with your tights when you were a bit bigger.
Yeah.
And although I said I don't like false teeth, horrible feet really are the second one on my list. And they've improved.
They were bad.
His toenails look like the tongues of Weng Chiang from Doctor Who. But you had lots of skin problems.
Yeah, when I was a baker, they were hit with trays and racks were going into them all, but and it wasn't nice. I mean, it was worse when I was a baker, obviously, because of the heat.
Well, yeah, I don't know how you did it.
And the heat was tremendous. I mean, in the end, I got out, well, not because of the heat, get out of the heat, because you can't stand the heat in the kitchen. Pardon?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was good.
End of the pier job, that is.
It is. Shall we go?
Well, I don't know if you've enjoyed yourself today, Bessie, but I have. And we've gone through, we've spun through our ingredients, we've proved to the world that we're not well, we've got major mobility problems. I aim to be moving into senior housing quite soon.
Yeah, which will be good.
Which will be lovely. I mean, can you imagine if Betty and I moved into senior housing? That would be just too much for anyone. Although my husband, we live separately because of the size of the flat and all that,
And the dog.
wants to become my registered carer, which I think is rather nice. But he's got his own work to do and all that. But that would be nice, and of course it would be somebody I can rely on. And I want to be somewhere local to people like you.
Yeah.
So what's the point of putting, you know, if you were, but you're lucky, you're right, that you're already there. But you're not in senior housing, are you?
Well, it was over 55.
Over 55, yeah. You're 102 now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's touch wood, a little bit, but all touch wood that might be happening soon. I've been looking at this, Betty. I'm absolutely certain that this is something to do with the enlargement of certain peripheral organs on the male persona. Isn't it disgusting? Mind you, I've seen bigger. This actually is not what one would call as an enlarger. Spin us around how it works then, Betty, because it's not what I thought it was. You're going to give us a go on it. Oh, well, I don't want to go on it because I don't know where you've been.
No, well, I'll do it. And well, this is when I finished my tablets. I put this in. Well, shake this.
Shake and not stir.
Yeah. Supposed to put it in the fridge, but I've never. Put it in there, and then put this up here, and give it one.
Is it like animal nitrate?
No. No, it doesn't get you high.
Poppy all over the place. And that really helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't quite got to that stage yet, you know, and all that, but I really did. I mean, it's just my filthy mind, of course, Piers, because at the end of the day, I thought that was, you know.
But it is like that, but it's different.
Yeah.
It's more for, well, overnight, I would think, because I take it at night.
Is that a night? That's a nighttime one. That's probably like a slow release.
No, that's any time. Well, when I feel like it.
Where does that bit come from?
Oh, is it from that?
That's the overnight one then.
Yeah, this is overnight.
Yeah, that's, you know, because we often walk down the.
Yeah.
And I said, my problem is not that getting out of that. It is the walking. That's my problem.
Yeah.
But you get so far, and then you've got to sit down.
Yeah.
And I can only do a couple. Well, not even 50 yards is good for me, or meters, or whatever you want to call them these days. I find it very, very difficult.
They say they're going to do something with my flat. Come to my flat to see where I can fall over. You know, to make sure I'm.
Well, you do fall over. How many times this year have you fallen out of your bed?
Oh, out of my bed, yeah. Well. It's a big bed as well.
I know.
Well,
we've actually filmed a couple of times down, and he falls out this bed. I mean, I sometimes wonder how, because of all your weight problems and also your getting around and your breath problems, how you can get out of seats. You know, like at home.
Well, some seats are bigger, just right for me. And some seats outside the cafe are too small. Well. Smallish. I think one of those. I think that's probably all right now.
Will you be going abroad again?
Possibly.
How many seats do you take up on an aircraft?
Oh, 4.
4.
one for each bum.
Oh dear. Well, we've come to the end of this bit of a humorous
Cheers.
look at our disabilities, motivations and all the other thing, ending with the penis bump, and I'm so glad you joined us today. Absolutely superb stuff, and always my dear friend Betty and I, we've known each other for too many years, and we really do. We text each other at 3 o'clock in the morning because we can't sleep. We really do have sleep problems, don't we?
We must have.
You know what time I woke up last night?
No.
Midnight, and I've been up ever since. So what's the time now, Stephen?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, yeah.
1 o'clock, you see? Still, here's to you lot out there. Always keep having, if you've got a medical problem in any way, shape or form, not a cold, don't go to the doctors with the cold. They've got better things to do.
That's right.
I recently went and had my test for retinopathy, which is to look at your eyesight. And I don't have to go back now, Betty, for 2 years because it's improved.
That's good.
So,
Well, I've been
long as you get yourself checked with the proper people and all that, but don't waste the National Health Service time. Don't get completely rat-assed at the weekend and end up in hospital because I don't feel well.
No.
It's self-induced, it's your own fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very, very lucky. We're lucky.
Very lucky.
We are given all the stuff that we are given by the National Health Service, etc. And I don't know if I would be able to survive in America because they have to pay for everything else.
That's right, and as you say, how much would we have to pay for all this?
Oh, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
I mean, how much would I have to pay for the tooth fairy?
Yeah, the tooth fairy.
Well, this
But of course,
one here. Ooh.
and now from the Boots number 7 desk, we'd like to say thank you very much. Say goodbye, Betty.
Goodbye, Betty.
It's been great fun. Hope to see you soon.
Goodbye.
Until next time, it's Mark and Chums, but Mark and Betty.
Bye.
One 152 over 93, pulse rate of 95.